56 people arrested for holding Defence Minister Thandi Modise, her Deputy Thabang Makwetla and Minister in the Presidency Mondli Gungubele hostage. The veterans demanding an audience with President Cyril Ramaphosa and preventing the ministers from leaving the St. George's Hotel in Irene. That was in Pretoria. Let's get you some analysis of that situation. Defence Analyst Helmoed Hietman joins us now on the line. Helmoed, thanks very much indeed for your time. The optics of the Defence Minister being held hostage along with another minister and her own deputy.
Well, it's embarrassing to put it mildly. And I think it reflects that, well, my suspicion that some of the people who claim to be former MK veterans are not. Particularly some that are too damn young to have ever been part of MK. I think we're dealing here, as we have dealt in the other case, with probably some real veterans, but also some undisciplined level. And the sort of thing they've tried to do there is clearly way over the top. I do not think Minister Modise is going to take very kindly to this. I know her reasonably well. She's a tough lady. She doesn't brook nonsense. The good news is that both, on the one hand, the bodyguards obviously used, and the ministers themselves obviously showed a lot of restraint. They didn't react negatively or violently to the incident. The police went in and dealt with it. I'm not sure what happened to the people who claimed to be injured, but apparently no shots fired. So overall it was dealt with quite quickly. But it is an embarrassment, and I think also we do need to see it as a factor again to say, guys, we need to go back to see what has actually been done to look after people who went into exile to join MK, and for that matter, Upland and the others, and those who worked internally. Have they been looked after, and are these people making all the noise? Are they genuine veterans, or are they just opportunists? I suspect there are a lot of opportunists among them.
Well, that was
some
actually...
of the former MK people I've met think so.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big question, and it's a continuous one. The one that you've just raised, some of the people who are parading around as veterans, as we know, there's a great number of legitimate veterans who, as you say, went underground, fought in the fight for liberation. But there are a number of people who are incredibly young who are talking on behalf of veterans and counting themselves as veterans as well. How do we understand that, Helmoed?
Look, they're opportunists. You had exactly the same thing happen in Zimbabwe. That suited some political elements in Zimbabwe to pretend that they were veterans. You know, the veterans thing makes you sound great. In fact, maybe you're just a useless slob. Or you are maybe not a useless slob. You're just somebody who genuinely cannot get a job and cannot get anything going because of the situation in the economy, and sees this as an opportunity to pretend they were a veteran.
Yeah.
And we really do need, as a nation, to separate our people who actually committed to something and people who are just now trying to be opportunists. Well, and they need to be stepped on. Yeah,
well, let's talk about the 4.2 million rand that legitimate veterans are demanding from government. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit over the top there. I think that's somewhat more than somebody that actually stayed in service in one of the lower rank groups would be getting out. Bearing in mind, the genuine veterans who came back were all given an option of joining the new National Defence Force or taking some sort of settlement. Now, those who didn't join presumably got that settlement. Now, if they didn't get a settlement that was promised, then they've got a case. But if they got a settlement and just blew it, then sorry, they don't have a case. Then they're just another one of the many unemployed, except worse, they actually had an opportunity they didn't take, or that they blew. If there's a genuine veteran who did not get any sort of settlement, then that person, he or she, has got a real case, and that needs to be looked into and followed up. Whether it's actually 4 million, I mean, 4 million is quite a lot of money to most of us. I think we should rather look rather a cash lump sum for anybody like that, which they would probably blow in short order. One would rather look at some sort of annuity or pension arrangement. But again, only for the genuine veterans. Yeah.
I mean, you talk about this hostage situation yesterday being quite embarrassing. Do you expect, should it sort of be the obvious thing that we will hear from the Defence Minister herself this morning, following on from what unfolded last night?
Look, I'm not sure how she's going to respond to it. I mean, she was in MK herself. I think she and I probably have the same view here, that genuine veterans need to be looked after, and anybody who is overlooked has a case. Yeah. But not this sort of undisciplined behavior, and I don't think she'll take kindly to this sort of undisciplined behavior. I do think she will follow up where she can.
Yeah. Helmoed Hietman, let me thank you for your time this morning. He is a defence analyst as we continue to unpack the hostage drama that unfolded in Pretoria last night. Defence veterans effectively taking hostage the minister, her deputy, and the minister in the presidency. That's Mondli Gungubele last night. 56 people eventually arrested. They will no doubt be charged with 3 counts of kidnapping. That's according to police. A big developing story that we're tracking for you here.